Partial funding for MetroWorld Television has been provided by Key 56 Internet Radio, playing soul, funk, and jazz.
Welcome to MetroWorld Entertainment Television. I'm your host, Donald, Dr. D.R. Riles. And today we have with us a fantastic guest. He is a local filmmaker, and his name is Ray Gallardo. Ray, how you doing today?
Good.
Fantastic.
Good to be here.
Great. Good to have you. Now, whenever we interview someone, we like to start at the beginning and ask them how they got involved in whatever it is that they're involved in. So how'd you get started in filmmaking?
Well, initially I studied animation, and I actually wanted to get into feature film animation. But after college, I ended up writing live action scripts.
Really?
And, we started shooting them, and it just kind of went from there, and found an interest in that. And I still have an interest in animation too. I do a little bit of that, but that's pretty much how I got into it. It was just something right after college that I really wanted to do.
So after college, who would you say were some of the filmmakers who really influenced you?
It's really hard to say. I always tell people my influence as a filmmaker would really, I'd like to credit like my dad's beta collection.
Your dad's beta collection?
Yeah, my dad had a huge beta collection that had films from the 60s to the 80s. Okay,
all right. And who would you say were some current filmmakers who you?
I dig a lot of different filmmakers, but I think right now I've been really interested in stuff that Fincher and Danny Boyle have been doing.
Okay. So. Now you have a film company, Infrastructure Productions.
Yes.
What type of tell us about Infrastructure Productions?
Well, Infrastructure is it's like a core group of talented individuals, and they all have, we each have our individual skills.
One day that get out of jail free card of yours is going to expire.
Your mother has cooked pancakes for the both of us. You wouldn't want to disappoint her, would you?
That depends on what disappoint her means. Mommy, who was that man?
Just a delivery guy.
What was he delivering?
Nothing. He was just here to pick something up.
Was he Russian?
I don't think so. Russian? What a weird question.
So this is it. We're just supposed to wait here?
And there's something you should know.
I don't get it. Where is everyone? Why aren't there any police or something out there helping us?
I don't know. But whatever's going on, we need to keep ourselves safe.
I'm not gonna be locked up in here waiting to die. We need to get out.
And go where?
Is everything okay?
Oh!
Our only hope for survival is out there. No! I don't want to become a monster.
You know, we produce a lot of corporate videos, but we really like to, we do a lot of film productions. So.
Film production.
Yeah.
So what type of film productions are you involved in? What, like, genre or?
It really spans all genres. It really it comes down to what stories interest us. You know, we'll get hired to crew, you know, an action film one day, and then next will be a drama. It's pretty much whatever gets thrown at us.
So do you like generate your own productions? Do you write the stories and then go out and produce them, or do writers submit projects to you?
So it's a little bit of both. We do a lot of our own in-house projects, but from time to time we'll get somebody, be it a writer or a producer, that, you know, wants to get their project out, and we, you know, we'll help them get that off the ground.
Okay. Can we expect to see any animation? You said you did animation.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We've done a few animations in the past.
Okay.
Most recently, we did a music video for In Transit Audio, which was a sort of hybrid live action animation. And yeah, they love that. But yeah, I definitely would be I'd look out for some future animation.
So you do music videos, huh?
Yes.
All right. So all you independent artists out there, send us some email, and we'll pass it on to Ray. He can hook you up with the music video. So is there any type of project that you wouldn't shy away from?
I wouldn't say there's anything that I would shy away from. Really, what it comes down to me, I'm a storyteller, first and foremost. That's why whether live action or animation, but if a project comes to me and there's something within the story that I can see that resonates within me, that would be enough for me to do it.
Okay. Now, I was on YouTube one night and I saw a short film that you did entitled Cookie. So tell us a little something about Cookie.
Yeah, Cookie. It was it's a funny story. Like it was a project from an intro to film class at Southwestern that one of our infrastructure guys was taking, and it originated from there. And he brought it to us and said, "Hey guys, you know, I'd like to kind of do this, you know, infrastructure way or whatever." So we went ahead and got the okay from the writer to reshoot the film, and we shot it, and we showed at the intro to film class, and they loved it.
They loved it.
Went to the San Diego Asian Film Festival, showed there, and a few other festivals. But yeah, it was just a fun experience to do something like really simple and, you know, concise.
Now, what was the story about in
Cookie? The story is about this. It's a really simple story. It's a story about this kid who's, you know, just walking down the park or whatever, and he finds a little bag,
right,
with a bunch of fortune cookies inside. And it would, every time he'd ask a question and he'd open a cookie and it would answer the question. You know, kind of almost like not so much telling the future, but just responding to his questions. And he starts to tempt fate, and there's a girl coming by. He'll open it, and can I get with this chick? And Cookie tells him everything he wants to hear, but sometimes we have to make our decisions for ourselves.
Absolutely. I tell you, I really enjoyed it. It was really witty. You should check it out, Cookie on YouTube. It's really good. So what other type of projects are you involved in over at Infrastructure?
Well, we just wrapped on a shoot out in Salton Sea.
The Salton Sea?
Yeah. It's a post-apocalyptic film called Collapse, which I directed and a friend of mine produced. And that was quite the adventure.
Out in the Salton Sea?
Yes, and it was in December, and we're fighting the elements.
Oh.
Imagine a small crew with all this electrical gear, and we see a giant storm coming. So that was.
You saw a storm coming.
Yeah, it was pretty much. We got to get this shot done quickly before that thing rolls in.
So how did your actors take to being out in the middle of the Salton Sea? A lot of actors see acting as being like all glamorous, and then you drag them out to the Salton Sea.
There's definitely nothing glamorous about it. It was they were really good sports about it. I mean, they knew what the script entailed and things like that, and they loved every minute.
So you told them ahead of time, right? So,
oh yeah.
Okay, so I have to make sure I do that.
I think some of them felt that it helped with their performance. Just having to rough it out.
I know myself, a lot of times I just spring stuff on an actor. Maybe that's not the best thing to do. So you've also shot a number of music videos, like you mentioned earlier. Tell us some of the artists you've worked with.
A lot of artists we've worked with are from the San Diego community, folk artists. We worked with In Transit Audio, like I mentioned before. They're an instrumental band, mostly instrumental, but they've got a little hip hop in there too. We worked with Ronnie. She's an R&B artist, local R&B artist. Okay. And we also worked with some of, actually, I think it was like local favorites like Crash Encore. So, yeah.
So is it difficult working with artists on a music video? Because they have their own vision of what they want the video to be.
I think, like, it can be at times, to be honest. But it's like you said, the art. It's two artists coming together,
right? And
you're there. You got to look at it as you're there serving them, rather than kind of putting out your own thing,
right?
So they definitely have a grip on their work because it's their song and everything.
Sure.
So there's definitely a challenge there, but I think when you can get when both artists can understand each other, and it's a really smooth process.
Okay, so exactly what is the process when you're working with the artist? I mean, do you have a production meeting? You sit down, you go over what you want to do, or?
Yeah. At first, they'll send us the song, and I'll pretty much live that song until our production meeting. I'll burn it on a CD or MP3 and just. I'll listen to it 24/7, and then we'll have a production meeting, and I like to ask them questions about what they were thinking when they wrote the song.
Okay.
And what do certain lyrics that I find interesting? What does it mean to them? And just the overall message of whatever it is that they're putting out there. And then from there, I'll throw them a couple ideas. But usually they'll have something in mind. But then from there, those two ideas come together. We come to like an agreement on something.
Okay, so have you ever clashed where they come up with some outlandish idea and you're like, well?
I'm usually the one that comes with the outlandish idea.
Oh, you're the one with the outlandish
idea. I'm the one who really tries to go, out there and just kind of change it, change it up. But they see where I'm coming from, and I see where they're coming from. So we always end up in a good position.
All right, great. So let's go back to the film side for a second. How do you find it working here in San Diego? Do you find it's difficult to come up with the talent that you need, both behind the camera and in front of the camera?
Well, first of all, I wouldn't trade anything for working here. I love San Diego, and I support filmmaking community 100%. And what I like about it here is it just feels more down to earth and centered. But as far as talent, I think there's a lot of what I've experienced is there's a lot of talent in San Diego. It's very scattered. You got to find it. You got to actually go digging for it. And there's a lot of San Diego resources that help you do that.
Right.
Film Commission, Actors Alliance, etc. Even the Craigslist.
the good old Craigslist. Yeah. So you never considered moving up to LA?
Only on a
Hollywood.
Not really.
No.
I mean, if anything, I probably thought of it as getting a day job, but if I can do what they're doing up there down here, we're close enough that I don't need to move up there.
Right. So have you ever worked on any projects there?
Yeah, I worked in between San Diego and LA. I'll go up there to crew mostly.
Right.
I'll grip or gaffer, or I do a lot of first or second AC work up there. So I'm more on the crew end up there. So I get to experience that. Okay.
What would you say is the difference between working on a crew in Los Angeles as opposed to working on a crew down here in San Diego?
That's a good question. My experience, the crews in LA, I have nothing bad to say about it. But they're just really like, tunnel, like they time is money,
Absolutely.
And one of the things I find interesting is when you're nice to them up there, they're not used to it. But down here it's a little bit more chill, a little bit more relaxed.
Right.
Everyone has a good time. Everyone has a good time in LA too, but there's still that bottom line,
They are very serious about what they're doing up there in LA.
Exactly.
They're like big time hustlers too.
Yeah.
They really are. So what advice would you give to someone who is interested in becoming a filmmaker? Some young person out there who
honestly, well, it's kind of two parts. Well, one of the things is, be honest with yourself. Put out if you're gonna put something out, understand where it's coming from. Understand within yourself where it's coming from. And other than that, I just really say put it in like someone else's words. Like a wise man once said, "If you can't, then you must."
Okay.
So do whatever it is you can to make your film or get into the filmmaking. Take every opportunity you get, because there are a lot of opportunities thrown at you, and you have to try and take as many as you can.
Okay, so what if there's a writer out there right now who sees this and they say, "Wow, I would like to submit my work to infrastructure." How could they go about doing that?
You can go.
Or do you take submissions?
On our site we technically don't, but people still send us scripts. So the best, you can go on our website, and we'll have emails for all the producers.
Okay.
The best way to go about it is just I wouldn't send the script off the bat. I'd just make contact, meet us personally on some level. Most of the people that we would be open to doing are people we meet at networking events. But yeah, because we don't read scripts that are just randomly sent to us.
Right.
But if anyone wants to get an idea produced, just contact us through email first.
Okay.
Introduce yourselves, and the rest will follow.
Okay. Well, actually, what you could do is you could send us some email, and we'll pass it on to Ray. Well, Ray, thanks for stopping by.
It was a pleasure.
We appreciate it. This was Ray Gallardo from Infrastructure Productions. And we'll be right back here on MetroWorld Entertainment Television.
Hello everyone, it's me Tracy Cruz, and I'm very, very excited to announce the release of my new album, Universal Symphony. I can't wait to share it with you all. My album Universal Symphony has 13 tracks. Some of them are heartfelt ballads, while some of them are really hard-hitting grooves that'll make you want to dance and move. and some of them are very mellow. It allows you to think more on the neo-soul vibe. My husband, Alan Ross, who is the sole producer of the album, collaborated with many talented musicians and artists, including Kenny Corso and Cal Valenti on guitar, Mike Thomas on bass, Bernardo Sapatolo on trumpet, Shawnee Douglas and Anthony Jackson on background vocals. We also featured Sig Natural, who is the MC, Lonnie Dodson, who is an R&B male vocalist, and Yvette Pilant, who is a soul R&B funk soul singer. We started creating Universal Symphony at the end of 2008. We were really excited about philosophy, so we went back to the drawing board and said, hey, we need to make the sophomore album more up-tempo, more exciting, more innovative. We stepped outside of the box and we try to get inspirations from our favorite artists, whether they were R&B, soul, or hip-hop. So basically, we combined R&B, soul, and hip-hop together, meshed it together, and my husband went through all of his sounds and said, hey, okay, this sounds like it's it, because it doesn't sound like anything else. So once we had a unique sound, my husband gave me the tracks, and then I started writing to it. Closed the door in our bedroom and just completely went tunnel vision. I had my journal, my water or tea, my pen or pencil, and I just started writing. Once I finally engaged myself in the song, I was able to create a concept. Say, oh, okay, I think I'm gonna go outside of making reality songs and start writing songs about love in the galaxy, planet, space.
Partial funding for MetroWorld Television has been provided by Key 56 Internet Radio, playing soul, funk, and jazz.